darlings. It is a very drizzly Sunday morning, but it's gonna be a nice chilled out day today. Our only proper plans are going to the pub for lunch, which is perfect. I can't lie, this weather is making me think about autumn and cozy recipes, days at home when you just want to snuggle up with a book, that kind of thing. And yet we haven't been on our main big summer holiday yet, so I don't want to get myself, I don't like to wish away any of the seasons, so I'm trying to pull back on those autumnal thoughts. But I am having a bit of a cozy Sunday morning, and here in the living room got my cup of coffee and I'm having a flick through one of my favourite recipe books. What I really like about this one, it's called A Year in the Kitchen Garden, is that it goes through, as you can guess, a year of seasonal ingredients, whatever's growing at that certain time of year, and organises the recipes that way. And for someone like me that loves to grow my own veg and eat seasonally, this is just the perfect layout for a recipe book. So something that I've bookmarked that I'd really like to try making is a courgette and goat's cheese risotto. It sounds delicious, and I love that it uses lots of different herbs as well. I really want to prioritise saving as many herbs from the kitchen garden as possible this year to have them all throughout winter, because with things like herbs, I always feel like I use them more in winter, and it is sacrilege going to the shop and having to buy herbs in winter when I knew that my garden was literally, they were growing like weeds in summer. So if I can preserve them this year, I have already frozen a load of bay leaves. I've made some sage, actually no, it wasn't bay leaves, it was sage. I've frozen solid sage leaves for like a butternut squash and sage risotto or mac and cheese. I've made some butters, I've done some olive oil ice cube trays with herbs in that. I did make a delicious creamy courgette pasta sauce yesterday. That would have been at the very end of the last vlog. It was kind of like a fridge raid pasta sauce, but I blended up some courgette and some onion that I'd sauteed together with a bit of pasta water, some mozzarella, parmesan and seasoning, and that was absolutely delicious. So yeah, I'm definitely craving slightly more kind of comforting dishes right now. So I think I'll try making this risotto at some point. And I also saw a recipe in here for a cheddar soda bread. Oh, here we go. It's called a cheddar cheese and oatmeal scone, but it is technically a soda bread. So I thought I would give that a try. Next weekend is also Charlie's birthday, and I saw a recipe for a raspberry and pistachio, no, it was a raspberry jelly with a pistachio and thyme biscuit, and I thought that sounded absolutely scrumptious. So lots of inspo from, ooh, is that an aubergine, glazed miso aubergine. That's exactly what I want to perfect, especially on the barbecue. I just love aubergine, it's so delicious. I've never been able to grow it though successfully. I find that if I have been able to grow it, I can grow one, which is not terribly useful. But anyway, that has been my Sunday morning. Because it's a bit drizzly, I also am planning on doing a little bit of a midsummer wardrobe clear out as well. I always find that I want to do wardrobe clear outs on rainy days. I find the thought of the rain outside very cleansing. It's cleansing for the garden, and it makes me want to cleanse my space as well. So a wardrobe clear out is in order this afternoon, and maybe even like a beauty cupboard clear out too. That's the plan. I'm going to get dressed and then make some breakfast. Well, I think we have a brief hiatus in the rain, which is great because Charlie and I want to nip into town in a second because there is a new bakery that has just launched this last week in our new town, and they posted a picture a few minutes ago. Are they called, I want to say they're like 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅 or something, where it's like a choux pastry bun with cream inside. They sound and look amazing, so that is our mission. But before we go, I want to show you some beautiful new jewelry pieces, and in my mind these are the pieces that I'm going to wear to the wedding that we are attending in Italy next month. These pieces that I'm about to show you are from 𝒂𝒅, and I would say on any day there is a 99.9% chance that I'm going to be wearing a 𝒂𝒅 piece or two. I absolutely adore the brand for the quality of the pieces that they create, the timelessness of the pieces, and also the materials. A lot of the jewelry pieces are 18 karat gold vermeil, 14 karat solid gold. They also use sterling silver, and they always have the highest quality, I was about to say ingredients, metals? They're always incredibly high quality, beautiful timeless designs that you can wear forever and ever, and they just work for so many outfits, whether you are wearing with a beautiful dress for a wedding or a casual piece of knitwear for a not so sunny summer's day like today, but perfect for elevating the slightly more casual outfits. So this is the first piece that I couldn't resist popping on straight away. This is their cluster necklace, and we've got their new, well, they've actually newly increased their lab-grown sapphire collection, which is so incredible because you get the quality, the sparkle, the shine of a sapphire, but with the sustainability and the reliability and the ethicalness of a lab-grown sapphire. This necklace in particular, so delicate, so dainty. You've got the more rounded shapes, more of a kind of emerald cut. And hopefully if we get a bit of sunshine later, I'll show you how so beautifully they really catch the light. So on holiday, on vacation, I think they're going to be exceptional, but also thanks to the design, I just feel like they work so well as part of an everyday outfit too. But I've got a couple of other bits to share with you. I absolutely love a pair of hoop earrings, and if there are ever any ways of elevating a classic hoop, then that ticks so many boxes for me. Once again, from both casual outfits to smarter occasions. These are again 18 karat gold vermeil, and you can see the really exquisite lab-grown sapphires that really make these such a special piece. I will leave all of these pieces that I'm sharing with you linked down below, and also I'll pop my QR code on the screen here. I think if you've got special events to attend but you want to really treat yourself to something elevated but that you can also wear after the special event, styling in a more casual way, or perhaps you are looking for a special gift, a bridesmaid gift, some wedding jewellery, or just a really lovely piece to treat yourself to, then these are just gorgeous. So as you can see, they're not too in your face, they're not making too much of a statement that I feel like they're overdressed with a more casual knit outfit, but you can just imagine how lovely these would look with something more elevated too. I love that it's a kind of double hoop detail as well. It just gives them a little bit of a kind of trend brownie point, I would say. And then I also chose 3 of their beautiful rings. So you could stack these all together. You could do as I've done on this hand and use them as your wedding band or eternity band, or you could wear them individually for slightly more of a subtle kind of delicate everyday look. I feel like when you're on holiday, something as sparkly and fabulous as this is such an amazing way to finish off an outfit. My goodness, that looks gorgeous. And I love the way that they are all set in slightly different designs. I absolutely love how these look together, and I feel like you could mix these with your more plain bands. I've got a few favourites from 𝒂𝒅 that I've showed you in the past that would look really nice added to the clusters. So those are my new favourites that I'm going to keep on today, but will most definitely be wearing during the special wedding in Italy. I think they are such stunning and versatile pieces. So my link will be down below if you want to discover any more of the new lab-grown sapphire collection or any of the classics that you've seen me wearing day to day. My tummy is starting to rumble and my brother is about to arrive here at the house, so we are going to quickly pop out Maratozzi, or is that the name of a footballer? I don't know, but let's go and check out the new bakery and get some yummy bits for our breakfast dessert. Back home from our Sunday roast and the sun has come out well and truly, thank goodness. Gonna take the boys for a little walk. I can show you how beautifully sparkly the jewellery is, the lab-grown sapphire, as it catches the sun. Look at that, so beautiful. Oh my goodness, love this little cluster. That's my taxi. Should we go for a little walk? Should we go for a walk? Yes, yes. Can you smell the doggy that I was saying hello to at the pub? Before we go out on our walk, I did want to do a little bit of a clear out this afternoon, just to kind of tick that off my to-do list. And an area that I have not cleared out in so long is my pyjama drawer. So I just had a little raid through and I've been really, really ruthless. I've actually pulled out pretty much every pair that I own that is not silk, because this sounds really bougie and a bit over the top, but I honestly just love silk pajamas and most of the time only pick silk. So what is the point in holding on to loads of other pairs of pajamas that are not silk? So even if they might be really nice, like these cotton ones, I just very, oh, they are actually so cute. I forgot how cute they are with the scalloped trim. Hang on a second. Might have to keep these ones. They're from Sean Astor. Yeah, I did spend quite a lot of money on those. Okay, I will keep this one pair because they are absolutely gorgeous. And then I'm also keeping this pair, which again are not silk, but these are from Jewels and they've got sausage dogs with party hats on. So they are the two non-silk pairs that I'm keeping. And then every other pair in my pyjama drawer now are silk, whether it's 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅 𝙄𝙢 or I think they're the ones that Charlie got me at Christmas. Got Lily silk, lots of 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅 𝙄𝙢 pyjamas, Holland Cooper. So we'll put those in here now. I have got far more pyjamas than anyone could ever need, but a few less pairs after that little clear out. Today has just been one of those days where I just have looked tired all day, and I don't know why, because I didn't wake up until 8 o'clock this morning. I think maybe I overslept too much last night, but I was just finding something to put on in the background on my YouTube subscription tab while I was having this clear out that I'm about to have in here. I'm just going to do like a one YouTube video's length, whiz around the whole dressing room, pulling anything out that I feel like I don't really love anymore. And I realised that I was actually not subscribed to a certain someone who I have been watching for probably 10 years, 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅 𝑴𝒆. I was not subscribed to Flir's channel. I have no idea Excuse all that mess, by the way. I have no idea how I wasn't subscribed to 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅, so this is my little request. Any of you guys that have been watching for a week, a month, a year, a decade, please just take a little look down below and check that you are subscribed to the channel, and if you're not, it would truly mean the world to me if you hit subscribe. So that is my one little request for today. Now, I feel like it wasn't that long ago that I did a shoe clear out. No, it really wasn't that long ago, so I'm probably going to leave the shoe cupboard. Something that I've not cleared out in a while is bags and, ooh, boots, winter boots. I think that I probably, oh my goodness, I think I gain boots far quicker than I get rid of them. And there are definitely some in here, like, do we remember the days of 𝑭𝒆𝒂𝒕 boots being just like the most important thing in our wardrobes? Well, I just haven't worn them in so long, so I wonder if now would be a good time to get rid of them so that people can start to think about buying them ahead of autumn winter. I dread to think how many spiders are in here, but ooh, I'm feeling brave, so let's pull this out and get rid of a few pairs of boots. Well, this is an amazing improvement. I've managed to get my boots down to just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pairs, although I do have a few more spread out in various other locations, so I'm definitely going to be filling this gap. I've managed to get rid of loads down here, which I've definitely been clinging on to. Quite a few 𝑠𝑡𝑢𝑎𝑟𝑡, a few pairs from Dune. Don't think I need a snakeskin and a darker snakeskin and a lilac pair of boots anymore. And then I've decided I am going to get rid of this giant 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅 basket bag because I just haven't used it in so long, and then a couple of suede boots over there. I have got my 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅 basket bag with a 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅 one inside it, and then my 2 𝑑𝒐𝙗 bags, which I'm hoping is still going to fit in this area. But first, I'm going to just grab my other over-knee boots from other areas and slot them in here. For a mid-season clear out, I've managed to get a couple of these big bags together, some of which will be donated, some of which will be sold, and I've gone through the second part of the Brick Crew documentary from start to finish, so I've probably been doing this only for about 45 minutes, but it's definitely achieved what I wanted it to achieve. Got that little dopamine hit from doing something productive after a Sunday roast on a Sunday afternoon, so that is a good job done. Now I'm going to make the most of the last of the evening sunshine and get out on a dog walk. This is a very big moment. This is my first ripe tomato of 2025. Slowly but surely. Good morning, my darlings. It's Monday morning and it is an unexpectedly beautiful day today. Blue skies, and the forecast was storms, so I am taking this in my stride, and I'm very, very happy to see a blue sky day. Could you tell yesterday I was not on form because I am so heavily affected by the weather, and yesterday it was just energy sapping, and I know that that comes across in the videos, so I apologize. But let's turn that frown upside down. I was just about to apply my eye cream, which I've been loving lately, and I thought I would give it a little shout out. This is the Super Healthy Skin Uber Youth Eye Energy Cream from Beauty Pie, and normally I would say I prefer a slightly more lightweight eye cream, almost bordering on serum, but this is very much a cream. However, I don't get any of the heavy feeling that I've got from creams in the past, and yet I do feel, especially at this time of year, to be honest, all times of year, because in winter it's cold and I feel like your skin gets sapped of moisture because of heating, but at this time of year I think the sun exposure, your skin feels a bit dry. And for me, my under eye area is where I do see those little wrinkles starting to creep in. So I do feel that it needs something really nourishing and hydrating. With Beauty Pie, obviously, you're getting really good quality ingredients and really good research and technology behind the products, the same as you would with a super expensive kind of designer skincare brand, but at a fraction of the price, because with eye creams, it's one of those things that it does take probably years, and do you ever really know if they're working? I don't know. I just kind of go with how my eyes look in the short term, so I never want to spend a huge amount of money on eye cream. So Beauty Pie, you know that the research is there, but you're not spending a fortune. I'll leave this linked down below, and I'm pretty sure Beauty Pie have kind of changed how they work. It used to be that you really did have to be a subscriber in order to get the best prices. I think they've switched some things around lately, so have a little look at the link down below if you are in the market for a new eye cream, because I'm pretty sure you'll be able to get this even without a beauty membership. This has got, I think they call it plant stem cells and line softening peptides, hexapeptide to visibly reduce expression lines, marine plankton for an immediate wrinkle filling effect. I think that's what I notice, this immediate wrinkle filling effect, because it's almost like it sends in little bubbles that plump out the wrinkles. And then rose stem cells, which help with radiance. So yeah, I've been really enjoying this. The ingredients are fantastic. It ticks all three boxes. So the fine lines and wrinkles, but that immediate and puffiness, sorry, lines, the three things. Fine lines and wrinkles, it helps with that. Puffiness, it helps with that. I think, is it caffeine? No, 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅 extract, I don't know what that is. Helps with the appearance of dark circles and puffiness. And then that rose, which instantly brightens. So all of my concerns around the eye area are solved with this. So there's my Monday morning little skincare rave. I'm gonna dry my hair and plan out the rest of my day. I do often get a little bit anxious when I know that we only have like one sunny day in a week, because I want to pack so much in. But today I'm gonna really plot out my day, plan the timings of what I need to get done, and try to not get stressed, because even as I say it out loud, I know it is absolutely ridiculous. Okay, my darlings, it's a few hours later now. Excuse my outfit, I feel really dorky in today's outfit, but Mondays are usually laptop days where I'm just getting admin-y bits done, so no need to look trendy. But I'm gonna make our team lunch now. We've got all the girls here in the office today, so we like to have team lunches on Mondays, and what I would really like to try making, inspired by Ibiza, and I still have the Panda Cristal in the fridge as well, so definitely going to be serving that up. But I'd like to make some poke bowls inspired by the delicious poke bowls that we had while we were in Ibiza. I realise having this in front of me looks as though we're going to be having dog food for our lunch, but Dexter is very particular about the temperature that he has his food at, so I'm just letting this come up to room temperature ahead of his dinner. He is a ridiculous child. So in Ibiza, the poke bowls were a base of brown rice, but I thought it would be delicious with quinoa. And I've got this organic tricolor quinoa. I have not cooked quinoa in a really long time. Can't remember if you, oh, it says 10 minutes. Rinse well and cook for 10 minutes. Something else that I feel like most of you will be really, really good at and very well experienced with, that I personally am not, is tofu. I have found this one called a quick marinating firm tofu, absorbs marinade in 5 minutes. That sounds perfect. It looks like this. Any of you that are experienced with tofu, please let me know if this is a good one, or if you've got any other recommendations, especially considering I normally only plan my lunch like 15 minutes before starting to make it. So a quick marinade is probably essential. So that's the plan, tofu and quinoa. And then I'm going to see what's in the kitchen garden, hopefully some radish, carrot, courgette, and then I thought I could do some spring onion, whatever I've got in the fridge. Just kind of pull together lots of things, and hopefully it'll be really delicious. I might have a quick Google and see what other kind of things people normally put in poke bowls, but I just like having lots of different yummy things. So that's the plan. Okay, I think what you need to do is, do you have to press tofu? I'm such a newbie. Cut it into cubes, place on a flat surface, lined with paper towels or a clean towel. Oh, and then put a book on top. Okay, let's give it a whirl. Okay, I've got a pile of books pressing my tofu, and now for the sauce. I'm going to be doing 1 tablespoon's worth of fresh ginger, which I'm going to chop up, 2 cloves of garlic. I've literally just found this on a website called noracooks.com. 4 tablespoons of soy sauce, 3 tablespoons of rice wine vinegar, a tablespoon of maple syrup, a teaspoon, just a tiny amount of toasted sesame oil, and then it says 2 to 3 tablespoons of a neutral oil, so I'll use olive oil. Right, let's get this prepped, and I'm going to whiz it all together in my little jug. Oh, by the way, little update for our coffee testing. I absolutely loved the 𝑭𝒂𝒕 coffee that we had last week, and this week I'm trying out the Peruvian coffee beans with a sweet and nutty flavour. To be honest, so far I've just decided that overall I love 𝑭𝒂𝒕 coffee beans. I can't decide between the two. I think they're both really lovely. Maybe 1% of me is slightly leaning towards the ones that we had last week, but yeah, I am very much enjoying these, so I'll keep you posted on our taste test. Started to cloud over, but never mind. Sorry, I don't know why I always feel the need to update you on the weather. It's so boring. Anyway, I'm just coming to see if there's anything here that I can put in the poke bowls. I thought I would actually grab some radish. There's a little tiny one. I'm hoping I'll find one bigger, and some, oh my gosh, what is with my tiny little radishes? And a carrot. Oh yeah, look at this, look at this, look at this. Hang on, this might be a 2-hand. Oh yes, perfect. Kitchen garden poke bowl incoming. I'm gonna take a couple of carrots. Yes, they are wonderful variety. Ooh, beetroot. I could do some sliced beetroot. That'd be nice. A little small beetroot. Last year they were gargantuan, but this year they're not doing that well. Ooh, we're about to have a downpour. I don't think any of my beans are quite ready, and I don't really want to pick my kohlrabi yet. Do we have any beans yet? We've had flowers, so we should have beans, but I don't think we do. Oh, hang on a second. Beans! Yay! Oh, I love when the beans start coming in, because they are of the varieties that the more you pick, the more they grow. So this kind, they're very camouflage, so you've really got to dig and delve for them. But actually, I think there'll be plenty in here. That's fantastic. So I'll just lightly cook them along with my edamame. Steady on with the tomatoes, but I've got my first ripe outdoor grown tomato as well. And my first yellow courgettes. I love the little yellow Gold Rush variety. So I managed to grab a couple of carrots and a variety of good and weird shaped radish, as well as some beetroot that I'm going to slice up for the poke bowls. This is going to be such an amazing veg variety. Hair is out of heatless curls and extremely bouncy. I haven't brushed through it yet, but here we go. This is my first ever attempt at a poke bowl. The amount of goodness within this is crazy. So I cooked the quinoa in veggie stock, so hopefully that'll be nice and tasty. We've got 3 different kinds of beans from my garden, 2 different kinds of courgette, cucumber, carrot from the garden. These are the beetroot leaves. Then we've got radish and the tofu marinade that I made at the beginning, sprinkled with sesame seeds. Now, the only thing that I don't have, well, I would have loved to have put seaweed salad and avocado in here, but we don't have any of that in the house. And then, having had a quick look online, people often put like a sriracha mayonnaise on top, so I'm just gonna have a little raid in the fridge and see what we've got. I would say that took me, however, an hour. Luckily, I've obviously made it for 4 people, so it's worth it, but I think if I was doing this just for myself, I would probably batch make them and make them as like my lunch that I take into work every day, maybe switching up the dressing so it doesn't get too boring. But this is just full of so much health that I think it's a really nice summer lunch. We'll see. Next time, definitely need the avocado and the seaweed. And I think it is nice to have that mango in there as well for a little bit of sweetness. But for a first attempt, I think they look pretty good. Yay, kitchen garden poke bowl. Now there's a lovely, a lovely thought. I'll have to try and find this grater that I used, peeler that I used on Amazon, because as you saw, it made everything into like little kind of spaghettis with the carrot and the cucumber. And then for the remnants of the carrot, I'm just gonna put this in my freezer bag so that next time I make a veggie stock, we've got lots of good ingredients in there. I've got bits of onion, bits of garlic in there. So it's nice to have these little bits of carrot in there as well. And the carrot leaves you can actually use to make a pesto. Behind the scenes for you. I'm about to shoot some content for Wild Nutrition because, oh my gosh, I think I've just bought a spider from the shed into the kitchen, 𝑭𝒂𝒕. I basically every now and then create some content for Wild Nutrition which they use as paid ads on Instagram. You may have seen some of these videos, let me know if you have, but I wanted to do something a little bit more kind of lifestyle content-y. And well, actually they requested something a little bit more lifestyle content-y, and there are a few home accounts that I follow on Instagram and TikTok, and something that always just goes viral is this shot of like a kettle puthering steam, and I want to create that shot over here, but we don't have a plug over here, so I'm going to plug in an extension cable to try and create that shot. So I'm doing a little bit of a wholesome setup over here with our wooden spoons, a tea towel or two. I've got a bowl of berries, so I'll show you the lovely setup. Now that the sun has come out again, it's just crazy today, in and out like a yo-yo. So I can only really shoot stuff like this when it's sunny, so this is my only opportunity this week to do it. But yeah, I thought I would show you a little bit of behind the scenes. Okay, so the kettle is going to have to go here. Gosh, it doesn't even reach to the ground. Why do kettles have such short plugs? I'm going to have to put this on a stool. Oh my goodness, if you ever see this ad on Instagram, now you know what went into it. Okay, well at least that works. I've actually got the scraps of ginger from the ginger that I peeled and chopped earlier, so I'm going to make a lemon and ginger tea and film that for the Wild Nutrition content. This feels like the ChatGPT vlog where I was showing you all the behind the scenes. I promise you I have not used ChatGPT to help me on YouTube ever since then. I think it just kind of, it scared me too much. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I will leave the ChatGPT Black Mirror vlog linked up here. Okay, that looks good. Can't see the extension cable. Ooh, steam, yes. Be more steamy, please. It's not very steamy. Ooh! Please tell me you guys are seeing this spider that just crawled out of that basil plant. Ew. Can I have spider removal services, please? Just crawl out of the basil plant. Oh my gosh, I just did all that posing outside and forgot to click record. What an idiot. Okay, I really want the page to turn in this clip, so I'm just gonna blow it, see if I can do it manually. Now I'm getting my shadow in. Come on. Give up. My gosh, thunder is rumbling and these clouds are looking very ominous, so I think I better finish off my outdoor shooting because I think we're about to have another downpour. This is crazy weather. Okay, I've just topped up my lemon and ginger tea. Oh, Dexy! You are funny, come on. The amount of times that that's happened when I've been vlogging, because he hears my voice and then he thinks he's missing out on something, so he asks to be let out of his bedroom. But I like to have that door shut when I'm filming just because dark places behind me. Yeah, tea top up, and I'm just doing a little tidy up slowly but surely, and I wanted to show you some bits that have arrived in the post that I need to disperse to their places in the house. And first of all, this is something new from my favourites. Ooh, I hope I'm allowed to tell you this. If there's a weird cut in this video, it's because I'm not allowed to tell you about it. This is the new roll-on deodorant from Wild Deodorant, which is really, really exciting. Wild Deodorant is the only deodorant that I now use because it's more natural. It doesn't have any ingredients in it that have been connected to awful things like breast cancer, and it smells amazing, it works really well, and they are very, very sustainable. So it says shake well, 0% aluminium, fresh cotton and sea salt, which is, out of all of them, probably my... Oh, was I meant to do that? Yes, I guess so. Yeah, that's my favourite smell of all of them. Ah, so this is the reusable bit. And then I guess you just screw your little 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅. There we go, that's so clever. Let me know down below, do you prefer a roll-on or do you quite like the kind of creamy balm that Wild normally is? Sorry, I wouldn't usually apply deodorant live on camera. But actually, I think that roll-on... Any white marks? No, fantastic. Roll-on is very, very convenient. That smells gorgeous. And I think this is the 𝑬𝒔𝒂𝒕, yeah, literally says 𝑬𝒔𝒂𝒕, designed with the bumblebees. So I do have a discount code for one, which is always active. I think it's Josie25, which is an amazing discount, so I'll leave that linked down below. Next delivery was from, that can go in the bin, Margaret Dabbs. We are talking about all of the non-sexy things. This is her Fabulous Feet foot cream, and I take my foot routine very seriously, especially in summer. This morning I used my Margaret Dabbs foot file, and I think, no, this is a nail file, a really nice crystal one that they've sent, but I do also use the Margaret Dabbs foot file for, I'm sorry, gross, but we all need to do it, we all need to care for our feet. The like bit under your heel, which gets a bit dry, and then I like to put this on my heel, rub it in all of my foot, and then put some nice cotton socks on. Amazing before bed. This is their firming leg serum. When I had a pedicure at Margaret Dabbs, they used this after the pedi for like a little massage, and it was gorgeous. Really, really nice to put on before bed. So that's lovely. And they've also sent a nail strengthening treatment. Very handy, especially if you're having a bit of a gap between your manicures. What else? 𝑙ms. I think this is a new launch. This is their replenishing and refining toner within the Pro Collagen range. That's exciting. So it's a toning mist. It's raining again. Crazy. Oh my gosh. If you guys are familiar with the 𝑙ms smell, in particular the Pro Collagen smell, it just instantly transports me to spas. It makes me think I'm in the middle of a spa treatment. This obviously has that smell. I love that. Pro Collagen Toning Mist. Oh my goodness, replenishes the moisture and prepares the skin to amplify the rest of your routine. You're meant to apply skincare to a damp face, so I guess by misting your face with that in between your skincare steps, that's gonna be amazing. And then they very kindly topped me up with the Pro Collagen SPF 30, which is actually Charlie's dad's favourite. It's his favourite moisturiser. I think for a guy to wear SPF every day, baby steps, baby steps. But yeah, Charlie's dad loves this. To be honest, everyone in the world loves this moisturiser, but you know, us girls, we can be fickle, we jump around, but this is the only one that Charlie's dad uses. So if you've got a dad's birthday coming up or already thinking about Christmas, Marine Collagen SPF 30 for the gentlemen as well as the ladies. And this is very kind, a top of their Pro Collagen cleansing balm, which we all know and love. Why not take your makeup off with something that's super anti-aging? Up next, this is really exciting. I have got a little gift here from lovely Paula, Hill House Vintage, matches my dress. I adore Paula's books. This is her third book, her second novel, and The Body in the Kitchen Garden is the name of the book, which just is so amazing. We've got a little bookmark here. So The Potting Shed Murder with the blue cover was her first one. You'll find both of these in the book page on my Amazon storefront, which we will leave in a QR code here. If you scan this using your phone, it'll take you to my book page, which books only get moved to there when I've read them and I know that they're amazing. She's popped some sweet little dried flowers in here, which is a beautiful touch. What a nice idea to use like a sprig of dried rosemary as your bookmark. That's a really cute idea. Do you know what you could do, even like with children? You could get some nice kind of textured paper and glue some dried flowers onto it as a little craft project, and then get some really pretty ribbon and make personalized bookmarks for your loved ones for Christmas. I don't know why I'm thinking about Christmas so much at the moment. It's because of the clouds. because of the temperature. But yeah, really, really sweet. And also, just how nice is this lining inside the book cover? So pretty. Got little anemones, ferns, so many of my favourite perennials, tulips. Can't wait to dig into this. No pun intended, because gardening, digging. And I think we've got a little note here. Dear Josie, welcome back to Pudding Corner, a place of secrets, charm and just a hint of detective mischief. I'm absolutely delighted to share this little escape with you, perfect for these sun-soaked summer days. I hope Daphne's adventures keep you happily turning the pages, ideally with something cool and refreshing in hand. Thank you for welcoming my story into your world. It means so much. With love, Paula. How adorable. I cannot wait to dig into that. Is that everything? Yes, that is everything. So that's what was in my post box for today. Now, let's get tidying. I tell you, today's weather is crazy, absolutely crazy. I almost thought that I needed to apply SPF in the garden literally an hour ago, and now it is thundering, lightning, torrential. So I'm gonna make a macaroni cheese. Could definitely have waited and left this to get a little bit crispier, but I'm actually too impatient and I just want to eat it. So the ultimate comfort dinner, my mac and cheese with a few courgettes flung in there just for good measure, but mostly a good old mac and cheese. Now, I keep hearing people talking about the summer I turned pretty, so I really want to watch that. I have no idea what channel it's on though. Let's see. Hey Dexy. The Summer I Turned Pretty. Oh yeah, macaroni cheese and forever tea. Where to watch the summer? Amazon. I found it on Amazon Prime. Obviously I've got to watch season 1. I need to catch up from the very beginning. Dickie, what are you doing? Oh my gosh. I can't wait. I love it already. Okay, so it turns out that watching season 1, episode 1 of The Summer I Turned Pretty with a mac and cheese while it's pouring with rain outside after a weird weather day is the perfect July summer evening. So I thought I would share my initial review. Number 1, why on earth did I not start watching this sooner? I feel like it's the perfect, easy to watch, just nice things to look at, whether it's the boys, even though they are way too young for me to swoon over, or just the houses, the beaches, the hydrangeas. It's just a feast for the eyes in so many ways. Obviously I've only watched 1 episode, so storyline, okay, predictions, obviously the mum is going to fall in love with that author who she was dissing in the bookshop. The main character, I don't even know her name yet, is going to fall in love with the guy in the hoodie, the cooler brother, but the pretty boy, prettier kind of brother loves her. So I'm detecting a love triangle. I just think it's going to be really easy watching, and I'm glad I started it. Better late than never. And also I can't help but think how lucky those children are that get to do summers in places like Cousins Beach or the Hamptons or Nantucket. Like, I imagine there's just so many American teenagers that literally spend their summers in those ways, and how cool would that be? I often find myself kind of daydreaming about This is really talky, but like I used to find myself daydreaming about being an American teenager, like doing cheerleading and going to a summer camp. It's probably Parent Trap that set me off, but yeah, it's gonna be nice to have that as a little bit of escapism. But here is where I'm going to end the vlog, darlings. My battery is flashing. It's been a weird one. A little bit of everything, but I hope you enjoyed spending a couple of days with me, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.